Hi everyone! Today I'm showing you how to make my rose, raspberry and white chocolate entremet. This is a no-added sugar mousse cake that's built around contrast, balance and quiet luxury. In my mixing bowl I have 60 grams of xylitol, 20 grams of rose jam and to them I'm adding 15 grams of rose water. Give these ingredients a good stir with a whisk and then add 2 egg whites at room temperature. It's very important that the egg whites are at room temperature, otherwise the xylitol won't dissolve properly. Now whisk vigorously until you reach a very soft peak consistency. Almost a liquid meringue if I can call it that. Now combine 40 grams of almond flour with 25 grams of all-purpose flour and a tiny pinch of salt. Add the dry ingredients to the wet and fold them in. After everything is just combined, you can mix vigorously for a few seconds. Now add a couple of teaspoons of batter to 40 grams of melted butter. Make sure that the butter isn't warm, just melted. Mix well until it's homogeneous and then pour this fatty mixture over the egg white mixture. This way, the egg whites won't deflate completely and it'll be easier for you to incorporate the butter into the batter. And to keep our cake moist, 5 grams of olive oil. As you can see, the batter comes together beautifully, but it's always best if you finish off with a silicone spatula to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl. This is an 18cm silicone mold, but you can also use a springform pan, just make sure you grease it and line it with parchment paper. At first, level the batter with your spatula, but then, to make sure it rises evenly and stays flat, tap the mold against your work surface for a couple of times to remove the big air bubbles. The rose Financier bakes for 30 minutes at 160 Celsius in a preheated oven with the fan on. Let it cool down to room temperature in the mold and then cover the mold with a serving platter and flip it. The cake will fall onto it. And that's the flat side we want inside our entremet. First, cut it into a 16cm circle, and for that I'm using a cake ring. Now remove the border and set it aside. You can enjoy it later with a cup of tea or a coffee. With one hand, hold the cake in place and with the other one, lift away the ring. And now it's time to flip it again. Otherwise, we couldn't get that perfectly flat surface inside the entremet. Carefully place the sugar-free rose Financier on the platter. And now, put a 16cm silicone mold over it and flip it again. Yes, there's a lot of flipping, I know, but this is how we get those perfectly even, symmetrical layers inside an entremet. And there it is. Now very gently press the cake into the bottom of the mold. I like to wipe the crumbs away, and then the cake goes into the fridge until we make the cremeux. To set the raspberry cremeux, we're gonna need 2 gelatin sheets hydrated in ice cold water. In my double bottom pot, I have 150 grams of raspberry puree, and to that I'm adding 5 grams of lemon juice. Give these ingredients a good stir with a spatula or a flat whisk, and then add 40 grams of xylitol and mix very well. And now it's time to use the egg yolks from the whites we used for the cake. Mix very well before you take the pot to the stove. And now, on the smallest flame, we're gonna cook this mixture like an anglaise until it reaches 82 degrees Celsius. At that point, turn off the heat. Immediately add 40 grams of very cold butter and mix it in. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. While the custard cools down a bit, it's important to keep it moving. But as it cools down, it also traps air, and that's the point when you switch to a silicone spatula. Mix well and scrape the sides and bottom of the pot. And now it's time to add the gelatin. Squeeze out the excess water, we don't need any more liquid in there, and add the gelatin to the warm custard. Mix very well and you will notice that the mixture becomes shiny and glossy. And now it's time to pour this gorgeous raspberry crémeux over the rose Financier. Shake the platter on which the mold sits to make the bigger air bubbles rise to the surface and then pop them with a toothpick. Let the crémeux cool down to room temperature and then refrigerate it for an hour. To set the raspberry jelly, I need a gelatin sheet. In my heat-proof bowl, I have 60 grams of raspberry puree, and to that I'm adding 5 grams of lemon juice. This is a really tart jelly. The tartness is intentional. I wanted to balance out the sweetness of the rose and the white chocolate. Microwave the puree until it reaches 60 degrees Celsius, and then add the hydrated gelatin sheet and mix it in. Set the bowl aside for a moment until we get the crémeux out of the fridge. Because it's a little thick, I like to pour it through a fine sieve, but this is entirely optional. After pushing it through the sieve with a silicone spatula, tilt the mold to make sure that the jelly covers the crémeux entirely. Return the inserts to the fridge for 30 minutes and then freeze them for 3 hours. In my pot, I have 140 grams of full-fat milk and I'm bringing it to a full boil. Add 10 grams of dried rosebuds and let them infuse into the milk for 15 minutes. Get 3 gelatin sheets in ice-cold water and let them sit. In my mixing bowl, I have 200 grams of very cold whipping cream, and I'm whipping it by hand until it reaches a soft pea consistency. And this is exactly what I mean. It holds a trail, but it's very soft. In my pitcher, I have 200 grams of white chocolate. I've reheated the rose milk and I'm pouring it through a fine sieve over the white chocolate. But don't discard the rosebuds just yet. To extract all of their flavor, press them into the sieve with a soft silicone spatula. Give the milk a little stir and then add the hydrated gelatin. And now use the same spatula to stir the gelatin in. And if it doesn't melt, it means that the liquid is simply too cold. Just pop it in the microwave in short intervals until it reaches a temperature of maximum 60 degrees Celsius. The 50 degrees I obtained are more than enough to melt the gelatin completely. Now let the mixture cool down to body temperature or a little bit below that before you start incorporating the cream. Add a few dollops of the softly whipped cream to the chocolate mixture and stir it in. At first, it's gonna be a little lumpy, but then switch to the whisk and it's going to be perfectly, beautifully homogeneous. And when it's like that, it's also cold enough so you can add it to the whipped cream. Do it all at once. I find it easier to mix with the whisk rather than the spatula, but I always finish with a silicone spatula to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl. And the rose and white chocolate mousse is ready to go into an 18 cm silicone mold. So let's assemble this amazing entremet. Pour the entire rose mousse into the 18 cm silicone mold and then push it against the walls of the mold with a silicone spatula. Shake the platter to make the bigger air bubbles rise to the surface and pop them with a toothpick. It's always a good idea to wear disposable rubber gloves when you remove a frozen insert from a mold. You don't want the layers to melt. The gloves provide a little bit of insulation from your warm fingers. Now very carefully and with steady hands, place the frozen inserts right into the middle of the mousse and then press them down, turning clockwise a little. It's very important that the cake and the mousse are on the same level. Now take a small offset spatula and remove the excess mousse. Wipe the sides of the mold clean and then freeze the entremet for 8 hours. The glaze needs 5 gelatin sheets to set, and it's best if you add them in the water one by one. This way they won't stick to each other and they'll hydrate properly. In my double bottom pot, I have 150 grams of glucose syrup, 150 grams of water, and to them I'm adding 100 grams of xylitol. Start stirring immediately, but stop as soon as the liquid is clear. Bring it to a full boil, then cut the heat and add 5 grams of lemon juice. Now let it sit for a few minutes to cool down. I like to transfer the liquid to a pitcher because it's easier for me to blend it in there. When the thermometer reads 60 degrees Celsius, it's time to add the hydrated gelatin. Always squeeze out the excess water when you're working with gelatin sheets. This liquid is warm enough to dissolve it almost instantly. Give it a good stir, and the neutral glaze is done. You can use it like this, but I wanted to use a bit of color and I added some pink and white food coloring. Stir the powders in, but there's no need to insist with the spatula because the blender will do the heavy work. Now, even though theoretically a neutral glaze doesn't require blending, I find that blending it for 2 full minutes gives me a better, more stable result. Cover the glaze with plastic wrap and refrigerate it for 8 hours. Then, simply peel away the plastic and very gently warm the glaze until it's liquid again. I like to do this in the microwave in several intervals. When the glaze reaches 32 degrees Celsius, it's ready to be used. And now it's time to take the entremet out of the mold. Just pull away the silicone and then simply peel it off. Place the cake on an inverted bowl that sits on a large plate. And now start pouring the glaze from the center of the cake, moving your way outward in circles. Don't stop until you finish pouring all of the glaze. The second you're done pouring the glaze, trim off the excess drippings and then transfer the cake to its serving platter. I like to do it with 2 large offset spatulas. And when I reach the platter, I position the cake right in the center and I pull away the spatulas alternatively. At this point, the entremet needs 6 hours to thaw in the fridge. And this'll give you plenty of time to make my brushed chocolate flower. To learn how to make it, watch the video I've linked in the description below. The only difference is that I colored the chocolate for this one and I angled the petals a little bit differently. It's always tricky to remove delicate chocolate decorations before you slice into a cake like this. But then again, some broken petals won't make it any less edible. My rose, raspberry and white chocolate mousse cake slices beautifully, revealing those beautiful and contrasting layers. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Until next time, dessert lovers!